drawing, sculpture, decorating, arts and crafts. These are all the peaks of the culture of the Great Steppe. Textile and felt processing, hunting and carpentry, as well as jewelry. All of these things are the treasures of our national identity. You can watch this program about the precious heritage of our nation, which has come down from many centuries, in the program KazArt on Kazakh TV.
Basically, I came to the world of handicrafts in my school childhood, so I started an art circle. My teacher was Otorbayev Bakhtiyar. Owing to him, I participated in exhibitions. Under his supervision, I entered the Abay Pedagogical University in handicraft specialty. I got the profession of artist master. I graduated from the Turdikulov Joly workshop department in making national instruments. Today in Almaty, there is a workshop called The Melody of the Steppe, making national instruments for professional masters. I set up this workshop and I supervise the students there. Although Almaz is young, he is a master who can make a knot of wood. National instruments which are made by him are in high demand. Like Hercules, he can do everything, and the jeweler Almaz is one of the masters who is famous for his own specialty. In this edition, we will witness one more work of Almaz.
Жалпы қазақ зергерлік өнерінде саналған әшекейлердің түрлері бар. Жүзіктер, сырғалар, білезіктер, бес білезік дейді, шашбаулар, сәукелелер, осындай үлкен мұрамыздың бірі.
Generally, there are various kinds of jewels in Kazakh jewelry art. Rings, earrings, bracelets, the shasbaus, which are ribbons with jewels to weave into the hair, saukelés, which are female conical, decorated hats of the bride. These are all our heritage, and I will show you how to make one of them, which is a unique kind of ring called a barak kart. It is a small statuette depicting a camel that carries a barak, which is a Kazakh cart. It is a peculiar jewel that gives solemnity to the beauty of a Kazakh girl or woman. This cart for the camel roaming is called a barak cart. It is part of the grand culture of our nomadic ancestors, Kanli. The camel is a special domestic animal of the Kazakh people. We combined these two things so that we can wear it on our hand. We copied these pictures looking at petroglyphs. Also, we tried to make it so that it reflects the nomadic household life. I will show you the whole process of making this ring.
Petroglyphтерде бар суреттер, солардан қарап, сонан кейін өзіміздің көшпелі тіршіліктің бір ерекше бейнесін беріп тұратындай етіп жасауға тырыстық. Осы жүзікті бүгін сіздерге басынан аяғына дейін қалай жасалатынын көрсетемін.
The young jeweler who makes the buttons of granulated silver starts to draw a sketch of the ancient relic, the ring barak cart. Then he's melting the silver associated with copper in the fire at 750 degrees. The silver is in a liquid state, which is the basis of today's ring. The alloy with the right weight melted evenly is a good material for jewels. It is a condition for jewelry craft. The master is casting melted silver in a mold. The master has prepared the first rough draft of the ring using different modern devices.
Бізге керек материал жаңа біз таптадық.
We have casted and battered the necessary material, and it has become solid. Now, to soften it, we heap it up once. Then we cool it so that it becomes a soft material.
Бұл жұмсақ материал болады.
Almaz takes the compound out of the mold and puts it into a special device and makes it thinner as required. The master's hands are skillful. He is in high spirits.
Міне өзімізге керек дайындалған қалыңдықтағы материалға.
So we draw here the picture of the camel with the cart and the cartwheels on the material of the necessary thickness. Then we cut it in the form that we need.
Соны керек формада өзімізге керек кесіп аламыз сосын.
The tradition of believing that there is sacred power in a ring is a widely accepted notion among the Eastern nations. For example, they put a silver tenge coin in the water to wash a baby, saying, "Let the baby's life be bright as the sun." Besides, women wear silver rings to keep food clean. The Kazakh rule that there must be a ring on your hand to make food edible. There are various kinds of rings. They have such names as depending either on the maker or the manner. And the precious gems, such as a ring with an eye, the ring of a mother, or the ring of a daughter or a son-in-law. The young family's house ring or the bird's beak ring, and a ring with a dome.
біздің жаңағы жүзігімізге
Well, all necessary pieces of our ring are ready. These are the main necessary pieces of the cartwheels. Now we put them together little by little.
Қазір біз бұларды біртіндеп жинаймыз.
The Kazakh jewelers have been handing down the secrets of their craft from generation to generation. First of all, our ancestors skillfully mastered various technologies of making jewelry. They could use complicated technologies to cast and cut, to inlay, model, engrave, embellish, blacken, and bud jewels. So similarly, Almaz's maternal grandfather was a jeweler, famous in his area.
Бұл зергерлік өнерге келсек, оның тарихы менің шешемнің нағашы атасы зергер болған айтылды.
Speaking of this jewelry craft, my maternal grandfather, Dasimbet, was a famous jeweler. He made all the household accessories and jewels. I inherited his ancient girths and rings. This is how I came to the jewelry craft. My ancestors have been bees, which were judges, and Chechens, which were orators, before the cattle breeding in the Soviet period.
Осылай, өзіміздің ата-бабаларымыз енді ол мал шаруашылығымен айналысқан, мына кеңестік кезеңге дейін би болған, шешен болған кісілер.
A young family house couple ring is the symbol of a new family. It has got the form of a yurt and embellished with fine buds. Almaz's ring, Barak Kart, symbolizes a similarity of a young family's house ring. That is why this ring suits tender mothers who rock the cradle in their yurts.
Ал енді міне бірнеше сағатқа созылған процестен жүзігіміз дайын болды. Үстіндегі тасы бәрі орнатылды.
So after a few hours, the ring is ready. A gem has been fixed onto the ring. Basically, this ring has been devoted to our mothers. It is a worthy present and a relic for our mothers who have been handing down original culture and traditions from generation to generation for many centuries.
Сабақтастырып жалғап отырған аналарымызға лайықты сыйлық, лайықты дүние деп ойлаймын.
The model, gems, and embellishments, as well as the whole parts and materials of the ring made by Kazakh jewelers, are totally connected with pure beliefs. Gems and the silver of jewelry has a special meaning.
Зергер суретші болып, ерекше көзқарастағы, ерекше бұйымдар, өз артынан қолтаңбасын жасап кеткісі келген шеберлерге.
If a jewelry artist wants to leave a mark in history, he should do a lot of research. He shouldn't just copy the same ornament patterns left from ancestors, but for instance, he should search for other similarities. As I've said before, we are making a new series called Silver Patchwork based on patterns of patchwork quilts. For example, the series of silver patchwork are the parts of our patchwork quilts. We haven't taken anything from either different countries nor other nations. Our mothers use patchwork of different fabrics, and we place various patches of enamel on the ring. It suits all clothes. If you make it using different forms depending on the clothes, you wear the eye color. Also, patches can be various geometric shapes, triangular and squares and so on.
Және ол сансыз, шексіз геометриялық фигуралар. 3 бұрыш, 4 бұрыш болып, қиық болып кете береді.
It hasn't been a long time since he started making jewelry. He is still young. He doesn't know a lot of things. Though he is young, he aims at revealing the targets of his apprentices.
Қазір бірнеше шәкіртіміз бар. Ағашпен жұмыс істейтін ағаш шеберлер, ағаш ұстасы деп айтуға болады. Бұл шәкірттер көзімізбен бүгінгі күні
Now I've got a few apprentices who work with wood and they are carpenters. These apprentices are well-known masters who participate in different competitions along with us. All of our young graduates of the Abay Pedagogical University. Every year several youngsters come determined and energetic, and they stay until the end. Basically, to become a jeweler, you need to be able to see beauty. Also, you need to be interested in jewelry. This is a main quality. On top of that, you need to be patient and hardworking, as we sometimes stay from the morning until late at night in the workshop. First, you need to be passionate about it, and secondly, you need to be patient. If you are determined to see the results of your work, you will make something that is worthy.
Ол біріншіден өзіміздің қызығушылығымыз болса, екіншіден сол шыдамдылық, сол жұмысқа деген. Сол жұмыстың соңын көрейін, ақырын көрейін, нәтижесін көрейін деген. Соның арқасында осындай нәтижелі жұмыстар шығады.
Almaz is pleased with the work of his apprentices because the youth prove their mastery and are very enthusiastic. They are mastering the craft arts and details every day and not missing every movement of their master. It is true that a master's hands are collective. People highly value Almaz Mustafayev's work and his surrounding apprentices' work as well.
Almaz Mustafay туралы айтатын болсақ, яғни ұстазымыз біз осыдан 4 жыл бұрын келген кезде көптеген нәрсені білмейтін болатынбыз. Ағаштың не екенін сезіне де алмайтын болатынбыз.
Speaking generally of my master Almaz Mustafayev, we have come here 4 years ago, and we didn't know a lot of things. We couldn't even feel the wood. 4 years ago has not been a lot of time, but it's a little time for craftsmen. We have learned a lot of things in these 4 years. Owing to him, we have participated in plenty of art exhibitions and a few themes. Thanks to his supervision, the youth of his workshop are taking first place in different exhibitions. At present time, Almaz has about 10 apprentices. It is worth mentioning that they are getting prizes in international exhibitions.
Яғни халықаралық жарыстардан да көптеген жүлделер алып жүр.
One of his other apprentices is Nurken Orenbayev, who wants to become a master in making a dumbra. Now he is learning from Almaz how to make a dumbra in details. His dreams are about becoming a master of making 5 instruments in the future, just like his teacher. Even now, the instruments made by the young master are in demand from music lovers.
Almaz ағадан сол домбырада серіппе деген нәрсе болады. Бел ағаш дейді.
For example, I've learned from Almaz about dumbra making, that it has a spring called an axis. Almaz has taught me to use a couple instead of a spring. The table is covered with a couple. The interior part is carved and polished with a plane. Also, I've learned to pay attention to the purity of the dumbra, to color it, and to make a fret wire. Almaz is teaching me to inlay and decorate the dumbra with ornaments.
Суретшілік өнер керек болған. Панцер дейді, соның ою сызуды, сүйекпен ою салу бәрін Almaz ағадан үйреніп жатыр.
As we have observed today, although technology of making rings is simple, this work requires eye focus and a calm mood. Jewelry made by a jeweler is special to him, and you can't remake something that you've made already. That is why craft art is precious. Almaz Mustafayev is always in search of new things to make up-to-date, beautiful, and embellished jewelry.